Hi friends, my name is Emily, welcome back to my channel, and today I am following up on my Q1 check-in with my Q2 goals. I will link the video where I talked about my 2019 goals above and down below, as well as the previous video where I sort of checked in on those goals. The takeaway from Q1 was to set more realistic goals, not set more realistic goals, set more realistic deadlines. I guess be more cognizant of the amount of time that these projects take, because I'm not feeling discouraged at the moment, but I could see myself getting very discouraged if I continue to fail to meet deadlines. The theme for Q2 is finish what you start. Full transparency, I am a little bit of a creative weirdo. I like to continue to be creative, and I feel like because I've been so creative in terms of like the videos and the scripting and the writing that I've done, it's hard to stop. And so I start things and I don't finish them. I bought a watercolor book because I have gotten into watercoloring. The project was to paint every day. Started it, didn't finish it. So in Q2, I want to finish that project. I also like to keep my hands busy. It's an anxiety thing. This is actually a couple years old now and I don't like it, which is why I'm struggling with it. This is a box full of crocheting. Started a blanket that I no longer like. The other project, I'm gonna briefly scooch down here. The tote underneath it too, actually, is full of yarn from old projects. I have a lot of colors that I'm not gonna wear a hat made out of any of these colors. I'm not gonna wear a scarf made out of any of these colors. Well, maybe the red, but like, I have a lot of leftover yarn from previous projects. So what I'm doing is building a scrap yarn granny square blanket. It's just gonna be a weird, quirky project that endeavors to use all of these things that I have from over the years. In an effort to finish what I start, I feel like it might be fun to just make a granny square a day. Other projects. I obviously have the Dark Tower series, I have my Sex and YA series, I have my master's thesis that I would really like to turn into video series. There are so many things that I want to work on. Q2 is about finishing what I start. That is the theme. It is about putting into place structures and strategies for finishing what I start. I've designed my goals for Q2 around that. I lost a category. Why did I lose a category? Oh, I merged YouTube into creative. I guess maybe you didn't come from the other video, so let's just do a quick recap. I have 30 before 30 goals that I broke down into 4 categories for yearly goals that I broke down into quarterly goals. And so I'm continuing to follow those categories, except for this one where, for whatever reason, I merged YouTube into creative. So for work, I want to continue to bring my best self to work. I want to strive to be a really good coworker and to learn new things and to always be engaged in what I'm doing, because if I'm there, I don't want to just be making money. I want to feel like that time is valuable, like I'm getting something out of it, whether that is connecting with my coworkers. You know, it's an opportunity to work with many different people who are at very different places in their life, listening to them, following up with them about what's going on in their lives. That's valuable. And I want to find a work-life balance. Clearly I haven't found it because I'm now considering a lot of this YouTube and podcasting and creative stuff work. Even though it's not making money at this point, I am trying to treat it like it is my job, because if I want to be a creative for my life, I have to figure out how to make that work without sacrificing relationships, without sacrificing my sanity. So while working under the theme of finish what you start, I want to focus on a work-life balance. So in the life category, I once again want to set that goal of saving $3,000. It's aiming high. I'm fully aware that it is aiming high, but why not aim high? Because if I can find ways to cut down my spending, be really cognizant of where my money is going, why wouldn't I aim high? I want to read 2 German novels because in Q2, Der Märchenerzähler started in March, moves into April. So that's finishing one book. The other half of Q2 will be reading Harry Potter in German, I'm pretty sure. I want to find a workout routine. I want to find a way to be physically active every day, because so much of this work is sitting at a computer. I want to take care of my body. I want to be strong. Like, I find, especially with dance, I notice that my core has gotten really weak. I have to figure out where to put that in my day. I want to push myself to do a small solo travel trip. I think it will be really good for my confidence. I have a lot of anxiety, so I want to plan a small solo travel trip. And because I'm endeavoring to save money, I think spring is the perfect time to do that. I could plan an outdoor activity. Creative, which I merged YouTube into, is the biggest portion of Q2, and that is to finish the Dark Tower series. That means everything. That means all of the editing, all of the rebranding. I want season 1 closed captioned because season 2 is going to be closed captioned. I want this accessible for as many people as possible. Because I will be launching the Dark Tower series, I want to start a new series. I want to keep this ball going with more in-depth analysis of things. So I want to start a new video series. The third goal here is to close caption more of my backlog, whether that's through viewer-generated closed captions that I approve, or actually going back and closed captioning some of the more popular videos myself. I want to start doing that. I have to figure out how to work that into my time. Number 4 is aggressive TBR reduction, because I feel like, have I been reading the things off my shelf? Yes, but I have an Excel spreadsheet to sort of like delete things from every time I finish them. That number has been going down very slowly. It's a little bit discouraging, so I want to plan some reading sprints, some reading vlogs to really reduce that number and make myself feel really accomplished. It's purely like an ego stroking thing to aggressively reduce the TBR and to sort of rebrand my channel and social medias. So as I think more about what I would like to do with my life, I wonder if moving into some sort of new media thing for a company might be an option if I develop these skills. I feel like right now my channels don't look very professional. Like, I have different profile pictures across all of my channels. I have different banners across all of my channels. I'm not that good about keeping my profile up to date. I'm pretty sure my Goodreads profile still says that I'm a master's student. Like, if I want to start a freelance business, I have to look professional. I have to look like I know what I'm doing. Like, I feel like I know what I'm doing. It's just setting aside the time to actually present myself to the world that way. And so one of the goals for Q2 is to make myself presentable. Again, because I'm learning podcasting with my co-host. Throughout Q2, we will be developing our podcasting skills. And I'm hoping by the end of Q2 that I feel confident enough to host my own podcast and start approaching people about doing interviews with me. I'd like to set the sort of vague overarching goal of getting together my brainchild podcast in Q2. The second goal in this sort of like little category that I've set up is to continue to work on the podcast with my friend Bailey. The third is kind of a little bit weird and a deviation, but something that I am really enjoying watching, and I don't know how you would respond to it. Probably not well. I would like to make planner content because I use a planner and I'm using this planner to organize all of these creative things. I'm particularly interested not in like the beautiful, like, here's a model setup. I really like Cindy Gunter Baldo's content where she sits down at the beginning of the week and she's like, here's what I'm doing. Here's how I'm planning to manage my time. It's like a way to check in with her viewers so that they sort of know what to expect, because so much of what I'm planning is related to what you guys will see. I feel like it might be a way to just sort of be chatty and check in and show you what I'm doing with my life and like where I'm at with certain projects. So I'm sort of tossing around the idea of making or trying some planner content. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but it's something I'm interested in. It's challenging myself to make different content, which is something that I want to do this year, is to challenge myself with the content that I'm producing. So I might try it. I might film it and be like, this is awful, I don't want to do this, and it will never see the light of day, but I want to try at least one. Again, continuing with creative stuff, and that is to try and double my patronage. So I have 16 patrons right now, and that is really cool. Thank you, patrons, for supporting me. But I hope that with the Dark Tower series coming out, I will be able to double my patronage in Q2. Not only the Dark Tower series, like to support the labor that has gone into the Dark Tower series, but to support the production of future content like the Dark Tower series. I want to edit my book, so I'm moving the deadline for having a readable manuscript to the end of Q2. I want to go on photo adventures. I want to get back into taking photographs because I used to really enjoy doing that, and I actually flipped through some of my albums and I was like, I used to be pretty good at this. I take a lot of really low quality photos for Instagram on my phone. I think getting back in the habit of using my camera to take photos might encourage me to make more high quality photos for Instagram, which is always good. I am also going to set myself the goal of performing at a dance party. So one of the things they do at these parties is dance spotlights. So everybody who's working on things has an opportunity to do a little performance of the skills that they're working on. It gives you a goal to work towards, like you want to perfect these things so that other people can watch it. It means that you will probably use these skills if you're ever out in public. In Q2, I would like to perform at a dance party, which is absolutely nerve-wracking for me. And the last goal in this creative category is to take online courses to improve art, photography, or video skills, and my German skills. Those are my Q2 goals. My battery is dying. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons who make videos like this and longer form content possible. If you are interested in becoming a patron, links to that will be in the description box down below. I'm talking fast not because I'm not grateful, but because the battery is dying. Let me know your thoughts on goal planning in the description box down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.